Welcome to the video tutorials of the book Methods, Evaluation and Research in Education by Mohammad Aktaruzzaman. And today we're going to learn how to do one sample t-test in SPSS. In fact, this is an inferential statistical test. In one sample t-test, the t-test is applied to a single group of individuals which refers to one sample. In general, t-test compares the mean of two groups, but in this particular case, the mean of the sample is tested with the test value to estimate the significance. Let's go to an example to clear out your confusion. A researcher assumes that the average age of a group of students is 18. To prove this hypothesis, he has selected 10 students and tabulated their ages. Considering the above scenario, now we are going to test the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis is average age of a group of students is 18 at 0.05 level of significance. Let's see the SPSS data editor window at the screen. Now, go to File, then Open Data, and then Data File under SPSS Evaluation folder, and open the file One Sample T-Test in the SPSS Data Editor. The file is shown in SPSS Editor in the Data View. Let's see the variable view of the data. There is one variable, age, which is of numeric type, and in the label column, the description of the variable age is given. Nothing is defined in the values column. Go back to the data view of the SPSS data editor. You see the variable age at the top of the column and also see the ages of 10 students. Now, go to the Analyze menu, then Compare Means, then One Sample T-Test. Take the age of the student in the test variables field and also set the test value to 18. Just type 18, as the null hypothesis is average age of a group of students is 18. At the same time, select the Options button and specify the confidence interval as 95%, which is already there as default value, and it implies 0.05 level of significance. Click Continue and then OK. See the output at the screen. Let's have a look at the table. One sample statistics. The number of students n equal to 10 and their mean is 19 and their standard deviation is 2.449. From this table, it is not possible to draw any conclusion about the hypothesis. Let's see the second table, One Sample Test. Here, the test value is 18, t equal to 1.291, degrees of freedom df equal to n-1, which is equal to 9, sig value is 0.229, and this is a two-tailed test with 95% confidence interval. For testing the hypothesis, SPSS needs only the sig value to be compared with 0.05. It does not require any other things like degrees of freedom, confidence interval, etc. Remember, the sig value generated by SPSS and this level of significance is completely different. In SPSS interpretation, sig value greater than 0.05 means acceptance of the null hypothesis, and on the other hand, sig value less than 0.05 means rejection of the null hypothesis. As the sig value is greater than 0.05, which implies the null hypothesis is not rejected. So, it can be concluded that the average age of the students is 18. Remember, in research, it is always better to say not rejected rather than accepted. Now, repeat the process with test value 25. Just go to Analyze menu, then Compare means, then one sample t-test. Just change the test value from 18 to 25 and then click OK. See, the sig value is less than 0.05, which means the null hypothesis is rejected. It indicates research hypothesis is accepted. So, from this scenario, it can be concluded that the average age of the students is not 25. It may be greater or less than 25. In this test, the level of significance is 0.05, which is equal to 95% confidence interval. It means if we repeatedly draw samples from the population and calculate the mean for each sample, we would expect that 95% of them would fall between the lower and the upper 95% confidence limits. However, using the t-value, degrees of freedom, level of significance and type of test, two-tailed or one-tailed, you can do the same interpretation manually. The details of it are described in chapter 10 of the book, so just check it out. Hope you have understood the one sample t-test very well. Thank you for staying with us. It's Yazdani saying you goodbye.